Hi there, it's Elaine here and welcome back to my channel, Chattylaine Creates. And today we are going to do a magazine glue book, well, a book made from a magazine, like I mentioned in my last video, which was part of the What is a Glue Book series. So we're going to use this magazine to show you how I did this one. And firstly, I also wanted to point out that I forgot to plug in my mic for the first part of this video, so I am going to give you a warning because the first part is going to be quieter than the other half. This is a magazine of sorts, glue book, and this is how I'm going to show you what to do with it. So basically that's the size of the original book, because I haven't actually glued these down yet. So I just wanted to point out a couple of things before I do that. As you can see here, there's the spine, and I've left quite a large gap. Just coming unstuck a little bit there. I've left quite a large gap with the cover only, because when you start to fill it up, you can actually see it now. It's getting quite close. With these slowly bulking out, it kind of bulges the cover. And let's just remove that so you can see what I mean. So there's a lip, and that originally was a lot bigger than it is now, because obviously I've started to fill it. I have taken pages out, but they're all folded in half, and the cover has been done like this deliberately to allow for that. You can see it's already starting to bulge because this is the spine. The thing is, with a magazine, they're all completely glued. I don't know whether there's a light. You can see the glue is here. As it bulks up and you start adding paper to the pages, it starts to expand quite a lot. So that's why you need to take pages out. Now, this particular magazine, obviously I've already harvested because I've got 2 of them. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to pull out some pictures, but when I did this one, what you tend to do is start one end and fold one way. Let's find one that's not got anything on it. So this one is folded in here because there's the edge of the paper there, if you can see it. I don't know whether you can. And then the next page and the next page are all the same way. So what I did personally is all one side goes one way, and then this way they're folded the other way, they're folded that way, and it makes this nice sort of slim book. And what you're doing is you're making quite a stiffer page to glue onto, and it's a slightly elongated shape. You don't have to do this, you don't have to do this at all. You can just leave them completely whole, or you could chop your book in half, or you could make a square one from it, you know, sort of just chop the top off or the bottom off or something if you want to. I must admit, Nicole from Relax Cut Glue, I mean, you've probably got used to seeing her name now on most of my videos that to do with glue booking. She is the guru, or glue book queen as I call her, of glue booking. She does it all. And on her channel you will find everything you need to know as well. And she's done magazine glue books and how to fold them, but she's also cut them in half, and she's shown you how to do that as well. by, you get your point, you get your ruler, and you just keep cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting until you get right through the whole book. That's how she does it. I recommend that you use a metal ruler to do it. I've just made a big stab wound in there, and you could do it sort of to make a square one if you wanted to, but I quite like the elongated line. And so what I'm going to do is, see, things like that, I've already had that out. I'm not sure about that one. It's on the other side. There's two there. Hang on. No, it's not. That's got a nice bathroom. Look at that. I like this. So what I'm kind of going to do is I'm going to actually go through it and strategically fold it the way I want, so I get the picture I want on the facing out, and I won't fold in anything that I like the look of. So for instance, I like the look of that one. I'm not that too worried about that one, so I will probably fold it that way, like that. So I'm going to go through some of the book with you, and what I kind of want to do is basically cut the pages out that I want to have out, basically. So I'm going to get my knife out. It's going a bit rusty because it's up here and probably getting a little tiny bit damp. And I'm going to actually go right into the spine and take it fairly close to the spine, and hopefully just take out one page at a time. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold in the front cover, and like I said, I'm going to leave a certain amount of gap here to allow for the book to grow. So I'm going to do that first. Where's my bone folder? So what I tend to do is I'll go through one way, and because naturally I'm right-handed, so I find it easier to fold that way. But what I might do, as I want to go specifically in different directions for different pages, see that page is quite boring, but I quite like this one. I remember pulling that one out, so I like to fold that one that way, so that goes that way. And again, you see, I quite like that one. We'll see. This is quite a nice page, so I might leave that one showing. Oh, look at that. Yes. What side is that? These are quite thick pages, so I think what I will probably do is I will fold it like that. I remember using that in the yellow glue book. I don't know what I've done with this one, so probably in my stash somewhere. And you might recognise the green and blue bathroom. So I think we might fold that one that way. And then anything that I'm not really bothered about too much. Sometimes I like the wording. And I might pull it out just for the wording, so I can cut the words, or even the font. So this one I'd like to go this way. So what I tend to do is I turn it round and I will fold it in that way. So this one will have, hold on, there's a fold here and there's a fold here. But all these pages will get stuck together. So we'll end up with a very long slim glue book like that. And there is a reason why I'm doing that, and I will explain that once we've done it. So, and I'll probably cut some of it out, but I just wanted to show you each page as I do it, and I will cut out the pages that I feel, see that one, I don't want that page as a background, so I'm going to fold that one that way. It isn't an absolute science. I've not really got that one very well done. Because it's rolling on the, I haven't pulled out any pages yet, so it is rolling a little bit. And then I'll just smooth it down. And that's the size my book is going to be. You don't want to go right into the ditch, because once you start sticking paper on, that the ditch of the book, of the spine, this is the ditch of the spine, gets really bulky, and obviously when you're folding them over, you want them to lie flat. I've got this one very straight. There we go, that's better. They will, you know, fold, and once you've glued them down. I quite like going through the, you do go through a lot of glue doing this, and it is, I'm going to fold this one this way. Folding it this way, you can get fairly close to the ditch. It, you know, once you get a bit of a rhythm going, I kind of think I'm going to take that one out. She says I'm not cutting it at all, I've just ripped it out. I quite like the font on there. I'm not sure if I want this picture or not, I don't know. So we're going to take that one out. And this is quite interesting on here. I like the patterns there. So I think I'm going to cut it out like I said I was going to do. Whoops. I didn't do that very well. I'm not a very good straight cutter. So then it hopefully doesn't leave so much bulk inside the book. But I didn't do it very straight. And I think actually I might have done two. I don't know. No, that's the one I just ripped out, that's why. Let's see if I can just take that bit off. Ah! Oh no. I've gone into this page now. Told you I'm not very good at doing straight lines. Silly me. Right. It'll be alright. Once I glue it, it'll be fine. I just caught it a little bit. Made a hole in it now, but never mind. Actually, let's just cut it off. I think it might be simpler if I just pull it out, really. We'll take that one out because I mucked it up. I'm no good with a knife. That's just daft, isn't it? I love that page. Ooh. That's interesting. I quite like the rugs. So I'm going to leave that one in. And we'll fold it that way like that. And you get a bit of a rhythm going, really. I think I might have cut into that page with a knife. That's my biggest problem. I'm going to have to take that one out as well because that's cut into too. I'm not doing too well here, am I? This is what not to do. Let's take them out because that's just going to bulk up the actual Actual book. I'll tidy that up later. I quite like the rugs on that page anyway, so that's fine. Hopefully I haven't gone through any more. Let's have a look. See if I can show you if I have. Ooh. I quite like these little green. I've already got these taken out, so I'm going to fold that one over like that. I'm going to try and cover that up like that. So it's coming along, and that's what you need to do all the way through, really. I'm going to leave that one in. It's on the other page, and I think I'll fold it this way. That's a fun bed, isn't it? I think it might be a bit easier if I do this one this way. I quite like the checker bit on the bed. Right. So hopefully it's going to lie fairly flat. Let's see. I quite like this advert. I like that page, so I think I'm going to take that one out and leave this one in the book. This one I want to go the other way. So when you actually have them closed down, I don't know whether you can see now, I think the ones that are going the opposite direction are a little bit shorter, but I don't know, it doesn't bother me that much. It's just me choosing which way I want it to go. Normally you just fold them one way, and then the other end of the book we would start and go back in the opposite direction. I think that's the cover. And we would do like that. And so when they join in the middle, normally ones are going one way and the others are going the other way, and that way they sort of help lie it a bit flatter. But I think because I like some of the images on the pages, I have decided to. I think I'm going to take that one out. So I want to use that in my rainbow page again. It's a good background. That one's a fun page, isn't it? Yes. Let's fold this one over this way. I think that was a bit crooked. I don't know. I think that's right. It's because the book isn't. I haven't removed any pages yet, so I think what I need to do is go through the book, take out some of the pages here and there, and I'll come back when I've done that. So I have just realised I haven't had my mic in, plugged in to my phone, so I'm afraid this sound will be slightly different to the beginning. So I have pulled quite a lot out already, some I have used already in some of my High Life, and some, like my High Life, I am going to reuse. This is where I got the idea for my High Life from. So this is on my first page in my High Life glue book. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this bit for my cover, I think. And the reason I chose that was because obviously the plane in the kitchen is, I just love it. And there's a little story about planes that I probably will tell you at some point. So I've pulled out quite a lot of pages already, and it's already starting to, you know, thin out a bit. These are the pages at the moment that I've left in, and I've folded the odd one, but I'm now quite near the back of the book. So what I'm going to do is the last few pages with you and what my thought process is. Now obviously I recognise pages, the ones that I've already pulled out for using in my other glue books, and so some of those I'd like to leave in. Like this, I like the colour and I like the picture on the wall, so that's why I'm going to choose to fold it this way. And that's how I've gone through the book, folding it down. Any that I've pulled out, I've used my knife to just take out this small bit, and I don't know whether I can do this one because there's not a lot in there. So I'm just going to go down and cut that bit out. And the only trouble is, it looks like I've started going into the spine by doing some of that. But the trouble is, they don't come out very clean when you rip them. That one is actually coming out, so I'm going to have to take it out. I'll probably sort of cut through it. So I've either tried to trim it out with the knife, just taking out that rough bit. It comes out fairly clean then, because when you rip them sometimes they just don't come out very well. And I don't want to break the spine, because obviously I want to use the book as it is. Well, when you pulling out pages, you can break the spine open and you can get them out a little bit cleaner, but because I want to use it as a glue book, I can't do that, otherwise the whole book will fall apart. So I do have to be careful that I'm not cutting in through to the next page, and if I do, then it just comes out. I just take it out. I think I might have cut through that page there a little bit. Yeah, I have done. So we'll have to take that one out. I've done it with that one as well. I think that one's alright. I haven't folded these because I haven't decided which way, and also I wanted to show you a few that I've sort of made decisions on. It's like this one, I quite like this page, so I'm actually going to fold it. But there's, I think I've had this one out of here. Yeah, that's coming out anyway. That one's alright. So I'm going to fold this one this way. I'm trying to get fairly close to the spine, but thinking about it, I think I might have a hole in it. Yeah, I do have a hole, so that'll have to come out. This is the only trouble with using the knife, is you're going to damage other pages. I'm too heavy-handed, I'm afraid. So I think they're right. So I just really got to check up on, I think I might have to take that one out as well. Yeah, I do need to. That's a shame, but just basically try and get out of what you can. It doesn't matter too much, but if you leave it in there, it just makes it a little bit bulky, and it's not evenly bulky, if you see what I mean. So I just fiddle about with it and see what I can get out. I'll fold her back in again. And what that does is try to get that out of there. Means that when you're folding the book itself, when you've got them, you can't really tell on the screen, let's turn it around that way, that they lie a bit flatter, because obviously now the bulk is disappearing from inside there, and you're folding pages into it. Some of these I haven't really folded brilliantly, but I've kind of done it a little bit cack-handed just to show you that I wanted to fold it in different directions. Really, it's not really the easiest way to do it, I don't think. And I love this one, so I want to fold that one in that way, like so. Right. And then smooth it down with the phone folder. It just makes the crease tighter, and hopefully, so yeah, it's not as bulky. I've got a few pages that haven't been folded too well. I can go back and sort them out. And I've got to, where did I get to? That's the back. I got to about here. Not much on that page. I might just pull it out anyway, just to get rid of it. Robot vacuums, color pops. I think I'd like that word on there, so we'll take that one out. This one's nice. I like this. That's a nice view, isn't it, of hotel hot list. So this part of the book tends to be kind of adverts for things like holidays and destinations and stuff like that. I don't know if you recognise that. That went into my High Life book. So we'll fold that one in that way. But as I'm getting near the back now, you can see, and we've taken some out, it's folding back that way a lot easier. I've left quite a lot out that I've got to fold yet, but I'm now just taking the final pages out the back. I think I'm going to leave that one in. And you do need to really crease them, because then they lie flatter when you're gluing them as well, and they lie flatter when you're folding them over as you're doing it. We'll go that way. And so what we need to do is, this is the back page, so we need to leave that nice gap that we did at the front. Try and make sure we line it up well, because once this is creased, it will stay a crease mark in the actual magazine. You can see there's a real good crease down there. So these are the pages that I haven't quite decided on which way I want them to go, or whether I want to pull them out or not. Right, now this one, I quite like this side because it looks very, but I also like that side too. That's a bathroom, but this is a bit more interesting colour wise. It's quite a good colour backdrop. to a page, isn't it, really? So I think we'll do it that way. Smart curves. It's got a curvy house, lots of curves. I think I'm going to go this way with this one as well. So we're nearly there. Nearly there. I quite like this page, this one at the bottom, so I think I'm going to go that way. You can see sometimes it will get caught, and it doesn't matter that they're not completely even, but you know, give yourself a little bit of leeway on not going too far into the ditch of the spine. I might need to tidy that one up a little bit. So if you're not confident, then you're just going to have to rip it out yourself. Right, so that one goes that way. That one goes, which way have I done that? That way. Right, which way am I going with this one? Is this already? Oh yes, I wanted to leave those two green pages together. Like that. So yeah, there's still quite a biggish gap on that side, but not that big a gap this side. So hopefully when you fold it over, see, that's what happens, it folds over on itself, don't you? I want it to go that way. Once I stick that down, that'll be fine. I can stick it to the page, so it'll hopefully stay down. So there's not much left now. I quite like the beds, so I'll fold it that way. Oh, that's quite a nice bright page, isn't it? But I kind of like the bed as well, so no, maybe not. We'll go that way. And this one I will take the other way, like that. Well, I think that's my last one. Which way to go? I think I'll go this way. And the book's done. Here we are. So I'm not quite sure if I've taken enough out, but as you can see, even though I left quite a big chunk here, there's not a lot of leeway on what, you know, once that fills out, I might not have left enough, but I think actually it might still need some more pages coming out, so I will check them just to make sure they're kind of, there's none that I've cut through a little bit that might need to come out still. But I think there might still be a few too many in here, because just by the way it's sort of sitting, really. And just sort of go through it and give them a bit of a press, just to make sure they're lying flat, really. And when you're gluing them, they'll just naturally go back to where they were if they've been used the bone folder to fold them. Where if you've only hand folded them, it doesn't crease enough, and so you can see it in the fold the way it's not really crisp. And most of these are okay. I'll just do that one. Just give it a little bit of a squish. So there we are. And I'll just go through, and I won't glue the covers yet. I'll decide on whether really I've left enough, and you could semi-recrease it, but I will probably cover the cover like I've done with this one. So you can see the book was a lot shorter, and you know, I took quite a lot of pages out. Look how it's bulking up already, and there's still loads of pages I haven't actually glued anything onto yet. There's a few here. It's got nothing on. There's quite a few near the back. Actually, I probably did fill these. There's an odd one at the back. Some of them have got bits on, and I've left them floating so that I can tuck other things underneath, which is the way I do it. I enjoy kind of piecing them together. There's a little batch here that I've got no pages on. Some of them are actually finished. That one's still got a bit more down here to go. This was on the page and I've just glued around it, and this bit needs some sort of cover. I think I'm glued it down, so I shall probably cover that bit over. Oh, someone's alarm's going off. As I said, I'm sort of at the bottom of the garden, so my next door neighbour is well, actually both my next door neighbours are both mechanics, and I mean they've got quite pally because that side are fairly new. They've only been about a year, and the other side of me, they've been in quite a few years. They've had their children, so the oldest one is, I think she's 6. So they've been here quite a while. They didn't have their children straight away. Yes, so you can see I've left quite a large gap there, and there's not really a lot of, you know, not sticking out. I don't think I got them quite even, but, and then I've just covered them with fairly flowery images. So this is my food and flowers glue book. And so every page will have food on, or flowers, or both, but they've usually got a person on them as well. It's like this one, I'm going to leave that picture of Prue Leith, her name is. She's a chef, cook type. She has her own school. So these are all stuck down. These are the pages. This was a Lakeland catalogue, so it wasn't actually a magazine, but it was like a magazine, but it's catalogue for home kitchenwares and that sort of thing. Not homewares as such, but more for the kitchen. So yeah, so I've stuck the ladies in on this page, which is chocolate. I love it. This one's a perfume one. I haven't got anything else other than this bit here, so this bit needs filling in, and that bit. He's quite fun. Yeah. So that's what we'll be doing with that one. And I'll glue all them down. Fairly straightforward. I don't think you really need to see that. I just wanted to show you how you can set up. As I say, I think I will probably take out a few more, because by the time you've started putting images in there, they're going to start getting a bit warped. I always suggest with any glue book that is being altered or adapted, even though you're taking pages out, when you're gluing in them, you need to jump around. So go to the front, to the back, to the middle, to the back, to the front, and not actually go from front to back, because your spine will twist and warp, and it looks kind of ugly. I mean, it'll be all right, but if you don't want that to happen, I suggest you jump around in the book, which is what I've done in here, and my spine hasn't twisted at all. But I mean, you can see that the spine is bulking out. The book is bulking out from the spine. I might not even have taken enough out, but I'm not bothered, that's fine. So Teddy is my food and flowers, and this is going to be a kind of fashion one, and what I want the room scenes to be some of the backdrops behind them. So like on this one, for instance, you can leave all of that in there and just put a figure and it will cover, you know, the writing there, or you can just have someone leaning on the mantelpiece, do you know, that type of thing. So I'm just going to be putting humans in here in this one, I think, but backdrops could be, I mean, like this one, I might need to cover that one up because there's nothing particularly interesting on it. I might put other things behind them, but you know, that type of thing. That's what I intend to do with that one. So that is a magazine glue book that I more or less got ready to go. I quite enjoy playing in this one, and I don't really do it on screen much. I have shown it when I did the cover, but I don't really intend to do it on screen because it's just my kind of, when I feel like just gluing, and it's going to be messy. I mean, it's like this page, it's a real mess. It didn't go down very well. I didn't really have proper coverage behind the boots, so I put them in first. So I've been piecing it together a little bit. It's made a few lines on it because this was from a shoe sort of catalogue-y type, and it's really thin pages, that is. So yeah, so that is how to roughly prepare a glue book. You can do it however you like. You can go one way, get to the middle, and then fold them the other way, and so the middle one they'll fold in together. But I wanted to do it strategically like that because I wanted to choose what my pages were. See, I like this one, so I wanted to leave it because of the yellow. Right, so that's it. That's how you do a magazine glue book. I hope you enjoyed that, and sorry about the beginning of the video not having sound properly, and I'm sorry that it changed halfway through. This is sort of to do with the what is a glue book series, but it's also one on its own as well, just showing you how to prepare one to be one. Right, so I hope to see you next time. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.